Taurus, welcome to your July 2021 reading. This is going to be covering financials, careers, and relationship, love advice, as well as just kind of touching base and seeing how you're doing, your health, your well-being. And that's what we're going to actually start with. Of course, goes without saying, but if this resonates, take it. If it does not, leave it. There's lots of readings on YouTube, and you have to use your gut. Listen to what is calling to you, what is picking up on your energy, right? If this does resonate, please like and subscribe. That way you can get more messages in the future. Hit the bell to get notified whenever I do a reading about you. All right, we've got Seven of Wands coming out, touching base with your well-being and how you're doing. Seven of Wands is a bit defensive in its nature. It's fighting inward doubt or outside doubt, basically. We don't have a clue who's holding these wands, right? So that means that it can be sometimes coming from inside. And this is definitely winning the fight over doubt. This is kind of pushing doubt out of your mind, or following doubts, following that doubtful voice with an answer of like, no, I can do this. Yes, this will be all right, But let's get a little more clarity on how you're doing, Taurus, for July 2021. Please make it clear, Spirit. How's Taurus doing for July 2021? Just touching base. The Star card. So it's a sense of healing. Like my English won't work. It's a little early. So yeah, the Star card is talking about, it's like your get your wish card. It's definitely a healing card. And sometimes it means that people are noticing you, you're in the limelight. And so we've got another seven here. We've got Seven of Pentacles coming out. And so this is a little bit tired, but taking a step back, looking at the big picture, what you're working towards and what you've built so far, feeling a little exhausted. Where is Taurus? Here we go. Ace of Rods, fresh energy coming in. Ace of Rods is kind of like lighting that match, and it turns into this big, beautiful flame for a moment. And in that moment, that flame is capable of so much. It could burn down a piece of paper. It could also burn down a house, But if you don't feed that flame, it goes out. So this feels like fresh energy, new energy. And whoa, that one wanted to come out. And we've got the Lover's card coming in here. Yeah, use a little imagination there. So you have dirty minds. So this feels very much like it's kind of a refreshing energy amidst the exhaustion of hard work and self-work at that. It does feel like you're working on yourself. It does feel like you're kind of standing back and asking yourself where you need to do any healing, where you do need to pay attention to how you can improve as a person. This is Six of Cups. This is the nostalgia card. So this is possibly reminiscing on memories, being thrown back into old conversations in your mind and playing out, revisiting old relationships, and just kind of, I get this picture in my mind of those quiet moments late at night, right before you fall asleep, or maybe early in the morning when you're waking up and having coffee or what have you, and kind of looking at your relationships maybe a little bit differently, looking back at, this could be siblings, this could be old friendships, but kind of studying them almost in a trying to like relearn the past, relearning yourself, relearning your patterns through this. And while we don't have the wheel here or anything, it does feel, I throw the word pattern because it feels like there's an approach to like getting this fresh energy requires something from you. Getting this Ace of Rods and feeding that match, feeding that flame requires something from you here. So you're really kind of, what's the word? You are really returning to some old conversations and in your imagination, in your mind, and possibly literally reaching out to a couple of people. I hope that's clear. So I'm going to move this to this. Actually, I'm going to take this all. I'm going to take all these guys. Yes, we are. And we're going to start afresh from the same deck. Going to give it one shuffle. The measure. That's a little bit of a funky one. And we're going to go into the career and finance. Okay, so checking in on Taurus's career finances for July 2021. Please make it clear, Spirit. There we go. We've got King of Cups coming out with the Page of Cups. Interesting. So there's, you know, cups represent emotion, the world of our emotion, relationships, and creativity as well. So we're getting some emotional cards out here in the realm of career and finances. The Page of Cups is kind of magical. It's definitely connected to that manifesting action. The fish here represents the playfulness and imagination. And it's such a positive card because it makes you feel like anything can happen. It's almost it's inviting you to revisit a feeling of imagination and creativity going forward in work. And all right, more clarity. Thank you. Page of Rods. You're getting more pages. Pages are, I think, a really wonderful sign because they suggest that you are ready and willing for this new energy to come in, and it's the beginning of things. Page of Rods is fun. I mean, it's kind of happy, and there's like laughter here, there's joking, there's connecting, and a sense of joy and playfulness. So there's definitely this really great energy popping up in the world of finance and career. Here we've got the Queen of Swords. So there's also a lot of people in this reading, I'll say. So page, queens, kings, and knights, they are oftentimes representative of people. So this can be your energy, this could be others. Queen of Swords is somebody who bears a lot of, she cuts to the point of things. She knows her truth and she speaks her truth, and she knows it from experience. You know, she speaks it so confidently sometimes that it can be a little edgy, a little cutting. So it feels like somebody else's energy. This could be a collaborator or somebody at work, possibly a boss, but the Queen of Swords is very different than the King of Cups. So this is one individual we've got here, and the King of Cups, I'd love to know in the comment section if which one you feel you relate to most. I feel that King of Cups is a little bit more your energy in this situation, and King of Cups is evolved and emotional, like they are tapped into their emotions, but they don't let their emotions rule over them to the degree that it shades their perspective on a situation, right? They have the maturity to step out of that place and work compassionately. Queen of Swords she's really been there, done that, lived some life, knows her boundaries, and she is definitely that line. She draws the line in the sand, like, no, we're not going to step over this line. And is very good at setting boundaries, very good at communicating, but definitely can be a little harsh. So for career and finances for Taurus, we've got the Four of Swords coming out with clarity for the Four of Swords, please, for Taurus for July 2021. July 2021, please, clarity for Four of Swords. You got a lot of flippers, but we need the commitment. Knight of Pentacles, yeah. So I'm wondering if we're touching on the community at work, or the people that you're working with. The Knight of Pentacles is strategic. This is an energy where one is slowing down. They might be ready to make a choice. They're getting ready to make a choice, basically. And they are taking in the information, possibly looking at the situation with gratitude, but with reality. And the Knight of Pentacles is slow and strategic, and carrying a pentacle, because oftentimes it is affiliated with finances, and making those next steps deliberately and responsibly in business. All right. Can I get clarity on King of Cups? I need more clarity on King of Cups We've got the Knight of Wands. I'm going to put the Knight of Wands back in because it didn't fully flip out. And I got this thing where I want them to commit and fully flip out. But yeah, it's just like more people coming into the picture. King of Cups, any more clarity? Thank you. Temperance. All right. Okay. And Justice. All right. So there seems to be two energies here. All right, and there's this King of Cups energy that feels like it's seeing possibility in a situation financially. Like there's the page, it's connecting the Page of Cups and the Page of Rods energy, where it wants to have a good time, connect, laugh, keep things some light, let some fresh energy come in, and believes quite a bit in their creativity and their ability to tap into that fresh and new material. And it's very important in a lot of fields, in a lot of industries, to get that fresh energy and to get a fresh perspective on things. And that's all Page of Cups. And you know, coming out with the King of Cups is Temperance, which is an alchemy card. It's a transformation. There's healing involved there sometimes, depending upon the reading. And it's coming out with the Justice card. So there could be contracts coming up. Justice card is a very positive card to come up when contracts are on the table, or the judicial system in any kind of way plays a role. It means that it looks positive. The outlook looks positive for this King of Cups, but it also is somewhat karmic. So it's finding the balance, and it's finding what is right in this situation, this balance with the Queen of Swords energy, where there's a much more serious energy, a more serious individual one is working with here. I want to know why they tie in together, and like any information that is helpful on that. So we've got the Death card. So this might be a parting. These two individuals just don't see eye to eye. The Queen of Swords, here's some interesting perspective. And do let me know once again in the comments if you relate to this. The Queen of Swords does not see eye to eye with the King of Cups, because she or he, now of course don't worry about the sex of the individual. This is an energy, and it's just depicted, you know, in these cards in an old-fashioned way. But the Queen of Swords energy does not recognize the King of Cups energy. Basically, there might be some misinterpretation. The Queen of Swords sees the King of Cups as possibly taking things less seriously than they should. And the playfulness that they have, or the fresh perspective that they have, feels a little bit like a threat. It feels a little unhinged to the Queen of Swords energy, because they are simply misinterpreting the situation. And it seems like it's just a personality clash a little bit. It could maybe open up with conversation. We could find that out. But it seems like there is a natural parting of ways, and it's not necessarily or parting of perspectives. And there seems to be almost resolution in that, because the Queen of Swords is so logical and oftentimes worried, a little bit of in this case it feels almost like they might be threatened by the cups are more on the emotional and the watery side, so they play with energy, and there's a flow and a movement there, and there's much more of a rigid approach with Queen of Swords. It's much more logical, and it's much more planned and strategic. So anyway, I think that you probably get my drift, but yeah, it's a misinterpretation. Personalities are just a little bit clashy here. So tell me more about these two and why they are colliding. Yeah, okay, so there's a little bit of a deceptive energy here with the Seven of Swords, and it might have been that somebody wasn't talking to the other for a while, and maybe making plans to move forward because they recognized that we're eventually going to get to this point anyway, and maybe that actually kind of threw the other person off. They didn't expect that so much. Now, the Seven of Swords can also be pulling the wool over your own eyes, so there's that too. But yeah, it seems like a bit of a deceptive energy coming out with the King of Swords. There's a lot of people here, Taurus. It's interesting. and people that you're working with, I imagine. King of Swords. So yeah, it looks like there was, now I'm guessing that the King of Cups, what this feels like, is the King of Cups definitely felt like there was a deceptive energy, and like they were kind of like they're a little bit played. It's a little underhanded in the way that this reached a conclusion between these two people. And it has to do with the King of Swords as well. So the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords see eye to eye. Now for a few of you, it's going to be switched. Like there's going to be some chafing between the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords. They might not agree on some things, but it really feels for the majority of you guys that these two have been working together. They had some simpatico. They saw eye to eye and they started kind of connecting and working together. And it was almost like Three's Company. Like they, there's a saying there that I'm botching, but, it was like the third wheel type of energy where they both misinterpreted the energy of the King of Cups, the playfulness that came with the Page of Cups, and getting that fresh perspective and kind of the lightness of Page of Rods. And it doesn't matter sometimes when there's a transformation after it's too late to be recognized, you know, but this has played a very important role in the career-wise. I'm actually say it differently. It's played a very important role to the King of Cups, Taurus, and I feel like that's you. And if it's not, then you're going to get some hella perspective on somebody else. But it's helped on an emotional level them evolve a little bit, you know, and see, wow, this perspective, like see outside of themselves that. In the end, when the smoke cleared a little bit and they realized what was going on, yeah, we've got the Emperor. So it feels like there's been some decision making behind the King of Cups back a little bit. Any more about this? Any more? Can we learn any more for Taurus? What does Taurus need to know about this experience going forward into July 2021? What helpful message can Taurus get regarding this? The Hierophant. This is belief systems. This is institutions, even so far as to say marriages, but institutions like marriage. There is, in the educational system and everything, but this is commitments, So the Hierophant's popping out, and this is like definitely drawing your attention to your commitments. And the Stuck card of the Eight of Swords. Now you can take that blindfold off anytime. You can leave anytime. You can open up your eyes and you can get yourself unstuck in your commitments, unstuck in your belief systems, looking at what is not working here and what is. And, even though belief systems can be somewhat intimidating. They can be somewhat rigid. But, it's human beings that add the rigidness. Like if you actually get down to the very fundamental truth of whatever that system is, if it's the educational system, if it's your religion, if it's just simply like the way that a business works, it's like the structure, the infrastructure of a business, and how they work together. It all comes down to a fundamental belief system, right? Now you can choose to take that belief system and you can make it your own. But I'm just saying that because there is a stuck energy around this commitment. And it's just, I'm saying it to lend some relief and perspective. The Fool. Yeah, it looks like you're going to be getting yourself unstuck from a situation, and it's going to probably give you a lot of relief. I can feel the relief. And you're going to you've got that Fool energy, the fresh, and don't be fooled by the word fool. It is not foolish. It's that new journey energy. It's you are definitely getting yourself unstuck from this situation. It's going to feel like a relief. And it's like opening up a window, Taurus, and you're going to feel that fresh breeze. I hope that is helpful. We're going to be moving on right now to the love reading for July 2021. I'm going to be using the same deck, but I'm going to be giving it one hell of a shuffle. I'm going to say that coming into July, I think touching allowing yourself some quiet time to reflect on things is going to be huge in your career, but also stabilizing yourself, grounding yourself to make your decisions from this stable platform. And so we're going to start the love reading right now, and just one more shuffle. Taurus, if this is resonating, please hit the like button, please subscribe, and hit that bell if you'd like. You'll get notified whenever I do readings for you. And that also kicks me up in the algorithm, lets me help more people, which is good. Okay, so Taurus, July 2021, please be clear, Spirit. Love and relationships for Taurus. What do you have to give us? We've got Page of Cups again, that playful, imaginative energy. Anything can happen, that magic, All right, Taurus, love. And we've got that Six of Pentacles, which is all about reciprocity, the balance in relationships. The Star card comes out with the Ace of Swords. Wow. So you could be getting messages. The Star card is, remember, it's not just a healing card. It's also being seen, being noticed. All right. So it feels very much like there's some fresh energy in here with the Page. And I feel like somebody is recognizing you, seeing you for what you're worth, and there's going to be a new message or a new epiphany. This is either a realization you have regarding what you have to offer the world or another in a relationship, or messages coming in, getting a message, maybe a phone call or a text message that really helps you this month. It might even be flattering. Magician, yep, what I say, new energy. You are manifesting, Taurus. Woo. In the love area. 9 of Cups, you couldn't get a better, more satisfied, content card. All right, yeah, this is going to be a positive message coming in, this is going to be a positive realization. And this is very much connected to, okay, recognizing what you have to offer in a relationship, taking that and now using it to manifest your future. And now this is for people, singles and people in relationships. This is fresh energy inside a relationship as well. Seeing how powerful you are as a manifester, even in the relationships, those who are in relationships right now, you can add that fresh energy anytime. You can fall back in love. You can still flatter each other and blush. This is for the singles out there. This is definitely having a really good time, and definitely some flirting, being seen, flaunting yourself. You're going to have options. 7 of Cups comes out, and that's also a reminder to look carefully, because offers from when you stand back from a distance, there's just a certain amount of flattery to it. When you have multiple offers, sometimes it's a little overwhelming, but in a fun way. It's like one of those good problems. Even when it's overwhelming, it can be, in this case, it feels flattering and it feels exciting, but look carefully. That's a reminder, definitely, because in some of these cups, there's gold, and some of these cups, there's dragons and serpents. And hopefully that's not literal, but yeah, it's just a reminder that all that glitters is not gold. So, be choosy. And this is not the first time you've gotten this energy in a love reading. So this is definitely continue. This is good summer energy. Any more for Taurus and love? Thank you, Spirit. King of Cups. Yep. We're going to put this over here. Definitely in your heart space. This is an evolved space, and we're not going to take it because it didn't flip out, but I'm going to look at it. 7 of Pentacles. Yeah, you've been there, done that, and you're trusting yourself. You're working from intuition. There's a certain maturity that you've gained, definitely, in all of this. You're looking probably very desirable by others. Now we're getting some perspective here. Yeah, you're not really, you're tired of working from the energy of, there's a sense of lack with 5 of Pentacles, and that definitely has played a role in your past. Like Taurus, what it felt like to be left out, to be misrepresented, to feel abandoned possibly. But you know what? I want to say that played a big role, and you might not be willing to throw a lot of for the singles out there, you might not be willing to throw a lot of heavy commitment this way, because it's very light and you're more focused on what you want to manifest, and kind of like you have the eye shields on. What are those called? That horses where, you know, you're really focused really simply on the manifesting and manifesting positivity and light into relationships. And that's why you're appearing so attractive to others, because you're kind of glittering. But that came from a place, you know, hardship, you know what it feels like to be left out, and there was transformation there, and it took a while and it required patience, but that's why you're on this journey. And you're not really willing to go very heavy right now with people in July. You know, you're enjoying kind of the positive emotional value, and you're not willing to be weighed down much more than that, you know. Slippery little devil. Yeah, we've got the Two of Wands coming out with the Three of Wands. And yeah, you're definitely the beginning of this new journey. And asking yourself, you know, what can I offer here? I know, I've learned that what my value is in relationships, and I'm taking that value and I'm gonna fucking flaunt it. King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is quite responsible, and a confident, strategic, slow energy. You know, if this was a money reading, I would say you are super on top of your finances. Because it's a love and romance reading, I will say you're super in control. You know, you appear a little different on the outside. To other people, you appear a lot more like a little bit of player energy and a lot more playful and flirty. But in fact, underneath that, you know exactly what you're doing, and you know exactly what you want, and you're exuding that playfulness simply because you're so focused on your lightness of being, you know. And that's why people are drawn to you. You will be having offers in July, some love offers. Just choose wisely. I've said that before in your readings. You've been in this energy for a little while, or working up to it at least. I'm wishing you all the luck in the world, Taurus. This is an excellent reading. It looks like July is going to be really interesting for you. Again, hit that like button, the bell, what have you, and please subscribe. I'll talk to you soon.